The first sign is a sudden calmness that doesn't match your outside world. Normally, stress pulls you into worry, deadlines, and endless thoughts. But when you're shifting into a higher dimension, it feels like those heavy emotions lose their grip. You notice yourself breathing slower, speaking softer, and reacting less. Even when chaos surrounds you, there's a quiet voice inside saying, everything is unfolding as it should. This peace is not weakness, it's strength. It's the proof that your awareness is no longer trapped in the storm. Instead, you're standing above it, watching the waves without drowning in them. The first sign that you are shifting into a higher dimension is an inner calm that rises within you, even when life appears chaotic. At first, it feels unusual, almost unnatural. You may find yourself in a situation that once would have drained you, an argument, a delay, or a sudden problem at work, and yet, instead of your heart racing or your mind spinning, there's a strange quiet inside. This calm is not ordinary. It's not the same as ignoring reality or pretending that everything is fine. It's deeper. It feels like a layer of your mind has been peeled away, revealing a steady presence beneath. You breathe slower without trying. Your voice softens without effort. You look at the same problem that once controlled you, and somehow, it doesn't reach you in the same way. Think of it like standing in the center of a storm. Before, you were pulled into the winds, pushed around by anger, fear, and doubt. But now, you're standing above it. The storm still moves, the winds still roar, but you're no longer being tossed around. You see it clearly, you hear it, but you are untouched by it. This is what it feels like to rise into a higher state of consciousness. Many people mistake this calm for weakness or even for indifference. But in truth, it is the highest strength. It means your awareness has detached from the noise of the world and begun to anchor in something greater. You are no longer ruled by outer events. Instead, your inner state is creating the atmosphere you live in. This is why people around you may notice something they can't explain. They might say, "You've changed," or "You seem different lately." They may not have the words for it, but they feel it. They sense that while they are still caught in the cycle of reaction, you've stepped into a new way of being. And here's the part that's most important: once this peace shows up, it does not leave you. You may drift, you may forget, but it always returns, stronger each time. It's the first undeniable proof that your mind and heart are no longer stuck in the same dimension as before. This calm is the doorway. Step through it, and you begin to see life in an entirely new way. The second sign that you are shifting into a higher dimension is a dramatic change in how you see everyday life. It doesn't happen all at once, it begins quietly, almost unnoticeable at first. You might wake up one morning and, without knowing why, the world feels different. The sky looks brighter, the colors around you seem richer, and ordinary sounds carry a strange harmony you never paid attention to before. It feels as if life itself has been waiting for you to finally notice its beauty. This shift reveals itself in the simplest moments. You may be walking down the street, something you've done thousands of times, but suddenly the breeze feels alive. The way sunlight filters through the trees fills you with a sense of peace that words cannot capture. A bird sings, and instead of it being background noise, it touches you. It feels like a message, a reminder that you are part of something greater. But the change isn't limited to nature. People, too, begin to appear different. Conversations that once seemed shallow now carry weight. You notice body language, tones, and emotions you never caught before. It's almost as though you can feel what someone is going through without them saying a word. You may find yourself speaking less, listening more, and realizing that there is as much truth in silence as in words. And then there are the moments that once seemed random, delays, chance meetings, unexpected turns. Suddenly, they don't feel random anymore. They feel connected. A missed train leads to a meaningful encounter. A painful loss opens the door to wisdom you couldn't have reached otherwise. It becomes harder to believe in coincidence because you begin to sense an unseen thread weaving everything together. At this stage, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? Instead, you ask, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? Even struggle starts to feel different. Instead of being something to escape, it feels like a bridge pulling you toward a greater understanding of yourself. This isn't imagination, and it isn't wishful thinking. It is perception expanding. It is the awareness that life has always been filled with meaning, but until now, your vision was clouded. You were looking, but you were not truly seeing. And once your eyes adjust to this new clarity, it becomes impossible to return to the old way of moving through the world. This is the second sign: the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The world feels alive, connected, and purposeful. And as this vision grows stronger, you realize that your reality is not changing, it is you who is changing. And the more you change, the more the hidden layers of life begin to reveal themselves. The third sign that you are shifting into a higher dimension is a deep, almost sacred change in how you think about yourself and your life. It begins quietly, often unnoticed at first. The old stories that once shaped your identity, fear, doubt, guilt, regret, or limitation, start to feel distant, like echoes of a life you no longer fully belong to. You stop carrying the weight of past mistakes. You no longer allow the expectations of others, or even your own self-judgment, to define who you are. Instead, a quiet awareness rises within you, steady and unwavering. It whispers that you are more than the sum of your experiences, that your essence has never been trapped by circumstance. With each passing day, you feel lighter, freer, as if invisible chains are falling away. Decisions that once seemed confusing or paralyzing now feel natural and effortless. You trust your intuition in a way you never have before. What once felt impossible now aligns perfectly with your inner knowing, as if a hidden map has been revealed to guide you. Your emotions transform along with your thoughts. They no longer dictate your actions but become subtle guides. Frustration or anger is no longer a trap, it's a signpost pointing to where growth is needed. Sadness and joy are no longer fleeting, they flow through you, anchored in a new awareness. Happiness is no longer dependent on external circumstances, it arises from the recognition of your expanded self. At this stage, life itself begins to shift. People, opportunities, and experiences start to appear in ways that feel synchronistic, like the universe is responding to the subtle energy of your transformation. Even challenges take on a new form, they are no longer obstacles but invitations to step further into your higher self. The old patterns may still emerge, but they no longer have the power to pull you under. You notice them, acknowledge them, and move beyond. This is the third sign, the emergence of true inner sovereignty. You are no longer a passenger in your own life. You are co-creating reality, flowing with the unseen currents that guide growth, purpose, and expansion. The moment you feel it fully, everything changes. Life begins to unfold in ways you never imagined, and yet it all feels natural, effortless, and profoundly right. The higher dimension you've been reaching toward is no longer a distant dream, it is here, within you, shaping the life you were always meant to live. Now you've noticed the signs, the calm that rises within you even in chaos, the world that glows with meaning, and the inner freedom that reshapes every thought and choice. But here's something most people never realize, these shifts are only the beginning. There is a level of consciousness beyond this, a dimension where reality itself seems to bend and respond to the awareness you carry. The question is, are you ready to step fully into it? Because the moment you do, nothing will ever feel the same again. The experiences that lie ahead are not something anyone can explain, they must be lived. Every thought, every feeling, every subtle shift in energy will guide you deeper into a reality that feels vast, alive, and profoundly true. The next shift could happen in the most unexpected moment, a conversation, a quiet morning, or a choice you make today. The higher dimensions are closer than you think, waiting to reveal truths you never imagined possible. Only those who notice the signs, follow their inner guidance, and embrace the change will step fully into this new reality. If you felt even a spark of what I've described, like this video if it resonated, share it with someone ready to awaken, and comment below about the signs you've experienced. Subscribe now to explore more ways to shift into higher consciousness, because this journey doesn't end here, it's only just beginning. The next step is waiting. Are you ready to see what lies beyond?